up, guys? The Bench Buddies are back, and today we are going to be doing our World Series predictions and preview. I can't believe the baseball season's already flown by. Our first baseball video was our first ever video in middle of July, or no, August, around that time. And here we are today, and it's already the World Series. But we'll just get right into it, and we will talk about the NL champions, Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, so they keys to win the World Series, score early and often. They got to do that. They got to work the pitch count. So that's what they're really good at, and their bullpen needs to show out. Quinn, you talk about the pitching stats?
Yeah, so the pitching, you could say, for the Braves has been the biggest question mark heading into the postseason, but this team, has proven that can go to rest, at least through the first two series. With an ERA of 3.4, limiting teams to 4 runs a game, or less, and not really kind of expecting, because you got guys like Ian Anderson, Max Fried, Charlie Morton, guys who can get that stuff done, but in the regular season it was kind of like wishy-washy. You didn't really know what you were going to get out of those guys, but in the postseason they've really stepped it up here.
And the same with their offense has been stepping it up as well. Their total average is 250. Especially guys like Freddie Freeman, Eddie Rosario, especially Austin Riley, Ozzie Albies, Jock Peterson, even like these guys have been hitting the ball a lot, and they got hot at the right time, kind of like the Nationals did when they won their World Series. So
yeah, I mean, Eddie Rosario, once again, I'll say every video about this Braves team, those trade deadline moves for Rosario, Peterson, and Soler, like it may sound repetitive, but it's just paid off every time. And since Acuna got hurt and was out for the year, I think this Braves team got better. I know he's a top 5 player in the league, but you got to get production from somewhere else rather than your star. And they went out, got production, and they got more than they thought. I bet you they thought they were getting. Jack's not even really starting, but he comes in and gets clutch hits, home runs when they need it. And, they've all bought into their roles, and just kind of, took them to the World Series here. But I think the key players in the, for them to have a successful World Series, obviously Freddie Freeman, Eddie Rosario, like the guy, Austin Riley, the guys that have got him there. But the biggest question mark for me is, if you look at the bottom of that list, Travis d'Arnaud. His hitting hasn't really been there, but stats don't lie about catchers. And obviously you're a catcher here. You're going to like this one. He hasn't let, I don't think anyone's stolen on him this postseason. And I don't believe that he's had one wild pitch, pass ball, at all in the postseason as well. And those little things are what win you World Series. And it's not like the sexy stat, like home run, stuff like that. But doing little things and doing what you're supposed to do wins you the World Series, rather than hitting 4 home runs in a game.
Yeah, I agree. Containing the run game is huge for the opposing defense, So, yeah, I agree 100%. Travis d'Arnaud is a big piece for them this year. So the next team in the AL, the team representing the AL, is the Houston Astros, and they're kind of like, they hit the ball. Hit the ball a little bit better than the Braves this postseason, and that's expected with the guys, Carlos Correa, Jose Altuve, Yordan Alvarez. The list just keeps going on. So these guys rake, and their bullpen's been better too. So yeah, I think this offense is what really is gonna push them to win this World Series if they do.
Yeah, I'm with you there. The Houston Astros, they lose Springer, it doesn't matter. Everyone was thinking, how are they going to replace him? They just replaced him by all getting better and hitting the ball better than they have. They may not be having career years, but they're having, top years of their career so far. Like Yordan Alvarez in this postseason just came out of nowhere of what he's normally done in the postseason. Maybe a home run, that's pretty much it in previous postseasons. But this year, he's really doing more than just hitting home runs, even on the defensive side of the ball. Then you got Altuve, the veteran that just consistently gets it done when they need it most. And I think one of the key things here is if you look at the outfield, you still got Brantley out there, and you still have Alvarez sometimes, but it's going to be a matter of McCormick, I think, those 7, 8, 9 hitters. And that brings me into the catcher situation as well, as you got Martin Maldonado, who's hitting, I believe, a $125, and that's not going to get it done hitting wise in the World Series. And let's say this game goes at least 6, 7 games, are you going to choose to go with a backup catcher, Jason Castro, who so far this postseason, he's had 4 at-bats, but he's had 2 hits and a home run with 2 RBIs. So, opportunity may lie for him, if it's a right-handed hitter, if you need to score. But, I'm just glad it's going to be a good World Series, not everyone's favorites. And, the 2 best teams obviously got there. It doesn't matter how many wins, how many losses now. It's just who can win 4 games first. But right now, the favorites in the World Series are the Houston Astros. It doesn't really matter, but if you're a betting person, I believe they're favored, and I think Braves are plus like 130 or 40, so nothing like too insane odds there. But all right, so what are you thinking on the game 1 here, starting pitchers?
See, it's going to be a really good pitching matchup. I could see some offense getting ignited though towards like the 4th, 5th inning, because playing in Houston with that small park and that environment, I think Houston's going to score some runs. I think it'll be a really good game. Are we doing predictions right now for game 1?
Not yet.
All right. So yeah, I think it'll be a really good game. Sorry guys, you don't get to know the picks yet, but
yeah. But I'm going. So I think the deciding game of this series will be game 2. I mean, so this is what we thought. We think it'll be Max Fried versus Luis Garcia, and it's gonna be how Fried can pitch, because Morton, he's got the experience, former Astro, Ray, pitches in World Series like it's nothing. So how he's gonna come out and probably have a good game. And Valdez, off his 8 innings pitched, he'll have a good game. But the question marks around Garcia and Fried. Can Fried, pick up what he's normally done, gone 6, 7 innings of 1, 2-run ball and put them in a position to win? Or is Garcia going to have a replica performance of the Game 6 win against the Red Sox and shut them out, I believe, through 7 innings? So if these guys can, pitch of how they're capable of, I could see this being a super low-scoring game, but I don't know. The only way the Braves can win this series is if they at least they got to at least win one of these games, I believe.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure. It's gonna come down to the bullpens as well late.
Mm-hmm. But all right, you can start us off with our predictions now.
All right, so for game 1, I'm gonna go with the Astros at home. I just think it's gonna be a really good game, close. I think it might be a walk-off win even for the Astros, but taking the Astros.
Game 1, I'm gonna go with the Astros as well, just because I think it's hard to pick against them, at least the first game. But I will go game 2. I'm going with the Braves, and I think they'll win that game and send it back to Atlanta as a tied series.
And in game 2, I'm gonna pick the Braves as well. So we have the same predictions. I just think Max Fried's gonna have a really good game. He's been that guy for the whole second half, really. So excited to see what that one brings. I think it's gonna be a good pitchers matchup, though, for sure.
And then my World Series winner, I'm going with the Braves, and I think the Braves are gonna do it in 7. It's going to be a tough one. It'll be a great series. It'll be competitive throughout. I think I think the Astros and Braves will each win a game where it kind of gets out of hand late. So, kind of like an outlier game. But, that's why it's a 7-game series. And I think game 7 will be the best game 7 of the series, just because, winner take all. But I just think this Braves team has something special going this year. You know, it's kind of rare you see someone lose your best player and they perform better. And I think that really united the team together. And I think that story alone just is kind of why you want to root for the underdog or the Braves this year.
So my prediction will be the Astros in 7 games. I think I understand, and I'm honestly rooting for the Braves to win it. I want that underdog story, but I just think realistically, Game 7 back in Houston, I think they're going to win it. It's going to be a really good series, though. Lots of offense, lots of exciting stuff, and we're excited to cover it here. It's going to be a good series.
Yeah, we'll be updating after the first 2 games. You know, we'll be doing some reactions and, you know, if we want to change our predictions or whatnot, just because they have that day in between and it's the only, you know, it's the World Series. So we'll try to cover as much as we can. But until then, Ethan, take it away.
All right, guys. So if you like the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, though, Bench Buddies are out. Peace.
She never called back.